Today we continue with our class Hilchos Deos and about character development. And this segment and all of them that we're going to learn today should be also for Schus Refuah Shlema, our dear Rabbi Yaron Ruven Shlita. His name is Yaron Ben Doris. And also Refuah Shlema of our dear friends Yehudis Bas Noach, Ariela Ora Basana, Emi Morasi Rachel Basbrandel, David Shlomo Ben Sandra. All right. So we continue today with Hilchos Deos, and we're in the last chapter, chapter number 7, and we had very interesting discussion last time, and we continue with chapter number 5, with halacha number 5, and it says, okay, so our topic is speaking Lashon Hara. Right, and even in some of the cases, like a few cases that we brought down last time, even Rambam calls it Avak Lashon Hara, meaning Das Lashon Hara. Chafetz Chaim in his Sefer Chafetz Chaim, he said it's not Avak Lashon Hara, it's Lashon Hara. So Avak is a Das, so it's not. It is forbidden, but it's not as much. But Chafetz Chaim said it is all of the situation actual Lashon Hara. So we continue halacha number 5. There is no difference whether one speaks Lashon Hara about a person in his presence or behind his back. Okay. The statements of people who relate matters which, when they pass from one person to another, will cause harm, to man's person or to his property, or will even merely annoy him or frighten him, are considered Lashon Hara. So as we understand from, a few lines, there is a lot of information to it. Okay, continue. If such statements were made in the presence of 3 people, one may assume that the matter has already become public knowledge. Thus, if one of these 3 relates the matter a second time, it is not considered Lashon Hara. So it's all not as simple. So let's not take anything as a fact. So we continue. Provided his intention was not to spread the matter further and publicize it. Okay. So that's very short halacha. So let's go over, and we're going to explain BeEzrat HaShem from the beginning. There is no difference whether one speaks Lashon Hara about a person in his presence or behind his back. So, and before we start with the commentary, there are always clowns saying, no, I can even tell it in his hand, in his face. So just because you're such a brazen person does not mean that it is allowed. Right? Just because it is true does not mean it is allowed. It's not always forbidden, so it depends on circumstances. It depends on circumstances. Maybe we're going to learn Sefer Chafetz Chaim one day, BeEzrat HaShem, in this class, maybe. Right? Because halacha is much more deeper, but right, it would take me a very long time even for one halacha. Okay, so let's again, there is no difference even if person says in the presence of another person or behind his back. So if in the presence, so he actually violates even more halachas, meaning to shame another person, right? So and other things, and causing him his pain. So if it's behind his back, it's actually a little less transgressions, right? We said for each separate situation he gets different transgressions, so it's a little less, but still not allowed. Commentary number 33, not Arachin, so it's Talmud 15b, which states, Rabbah declares any statement made in the presence of a person involved are not Lashon Hara. Abaye told them, so it's not don't draw any conclusion. Abaye told them, surely it is both arrogance and Lashon Hara. Rabbah answered him, I followed the approach of Rabbi Yossi, who said, I never made a statement for which I would have to turn around and check whether the person about whom I was taking is present. The Rambam appears to follow Abai opinion. The case of Mishnah and other had a different version of the Talmud passage, which causes them to question Rambam's definition of Lashon Hara here. However, based on a statement of Safos, Arachin, etc., the Avodatz HaMelech explained that Rabbah and Abai agree that derogatory remark is considered Lashon Hara, whether it was made in the presence of the person involved or not. The difference of the opinion cited involved only matters which is considered Lashon Hara within the extended context. The commentaries also cite Sifrei Dvarim 24:9, which defines Miriam's remark about Moshe as Lashon Hara, even though they were not made in his presence. Okay. So let's do this commentary and explain. So now Rambam said, and looks like Rambam, as we just saw from the commentary, he has a little bit different version of this Arachim 15b. It happens sometimes. I'm not sure when it was changed, but sometimes it's a printer edition somewhere. There's things like that. It's possible. Okay. So again, Rambam said there is no difference whether a person said Lashon Hara in his face or not in his face. So Rabbah declares any statement made in a person's presence involved are not Lashon Hara. So of course we don't go by this opinion. We do not go by this opinion for sure, right? Again, if there is a constructive purposes, yes, we can say even in his presence. It depends on the circumstances, but to degrade this person, if there is no in order to say Lashon Hara, Chafetz Chaim lists 7 conditions that must be fulfilled, right, before we're allowed to say some negative remarks. Okay, so okay, continue. Abai told him, so meaning Rabbah, surely in both it is both arrogance and Lashon Hara. So meaning when one person say negative things in the presence of another, he said it is Lashon Hara and it plus is arrogance. Okay. Rabbi answered him, I follow approach of Rabbi Yossi, who said I never made a statement for which I would have to turn around and check whether the person about whom I was talking is present. So I mean, for me, it's not. I don't know what else it says, but if you think about it, if you think about it, so Rabbi Yossi said, I never made this statement that would make you turn left and right and see if the guy's there. Maybe he never did say something derogatory. I don't know. You understand? So if you don't say derogatory things, so there is no reason for you to check whether the person is standing or not. Okay, but looks like Rabbi said that so meaning Rabbi Yossi would tell the negative information in even in the presence of that person, meaning he did not care. So I mean we got what the commentary is trying to do. So meaning that he did not care whether he is standing there or not, he would say anyway. But let's continue reading. Rabbah appears to follow Abai's Rambam, Abai's opinion. So meaning Abai's opinion, meaning don't say it because it's forbidden and plus it's arrogant. Okay. The case of Mishnah and other had a different version of Talmudic passage, which causes the question Rambam's definition of Lashon Hara here. Okay. I'm not sure what it about, but let's say. However, based we're going to see. Okay, let's put it aside. We're going to see. However, based on a statement of Tosafos, Arachim, etc., I'm going to skip. The Avodat HaMelech explains that both Rabbah and Abai agree that the derogatory remark is considered Lashon Hara. Right. So meaning. Right. So there is no disagreement between Abai and Rava that it is Lashon Hara. So disagreement whether he can say it in front of the other person or not. So okay. So and now we're going to introduce this idea of speaking in front of 3 people. So as I remember, we learned in Chafetz Chaim said, yes, there is idea. Of course, he cannot go against it because it says Lashon Hara. There's permission, but he said, do not rely on it. Right? Let's not put ourselves in that situation. Okay. Right. So, well, okay. 1 second. So both Rabbi and Abai and Rava agreed derogatory remarks is considered Lashon Hara. Right. That's okay. It was made in the presence, in person or not. So whether in front of him or not in front of him, is still Lashon Hara. The difference of the opinions cited involve only matters which is considered Lashon Hara within extended context. Okay. The commentaries, so meaning we're going to see in front of 3 people. The commentaries also cite, right, Sifri, which defines the Miriam remark about Moshe as Lashon Hara, even though they were not made in his presence. Okay, so we have again this clause that it was not made in his presence. Somehow I thought that it was in his presence. I mean, he was there. He heard of these things. I think maybe he was in the behind or something, but he did not answer. He did not protest. Okay, but we got it. So let's say he did not hear. So it says whatever Miriam said is Lashon Hara. Let's say Moshe was not there. It's only was between Miriam and Aaron. It's Lashon Hara. It was negative things. But and in some senses we explained, I don't know, last time before that she said it for in constructive purpose, right? So even though she was judged so severely because she was a prophetess, she was the holiest of the holy, right? That's why. But if you think about it, whatever she said, it was for us simple people. It would be allowed because she was talking to Aaron, her older brothers, who had some influence on Moshe Rabbeinu, right? So meaning that would be able to talk to him and discuss the thing with him. Okay. Continue. But there are some opinions, as it says, there are some opinions that still Lashon Hara. But and she was punished. So if she was punished, it was forbidden. Let's put it this way. But it was forbidden on her level. On our level, maybe it's not that bad. It's same like David, whatever David said. David did with Bathsheba. On his level, it's forbidden. On technical level, it's not. Right? If you look at the story technically. Continue. The statements of people who relate matters which, when passed from one person to another, will cause harm to the man's person or to the property. So, right. So all of this Lashon Hara, what is Lashon Hara? So Lashon Hara is a speech in the result of which a person is going to suffer. He can suffer physically, right? Authorities are going to come arrest him. I don't know, something like give him fine or something, right? Or his property, right? His property. Take away his property, or he's like somebody is going to beat him up, right? Or even annoy him, right? He would be annoyed, or he would lose his shidduch, or he would get to lose his job or something, or nobody would want to hire him. All of these things consider Lashon Hara, or even frighten him, right? Are considered Lashon Hara. So all of these things that affect another person negatively, be it physically or spiritually, are considered to be Lashon Hara. Right, and physical is not always worse than spiritual. For example, if somebody spoke about this person bad, that he's mentally deficient or something, so now nobody wants to marry him, right? So it's a big suffering for him. Okay, commentary. The commentary cites Shabbos 33b, which states Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai made the unfavorable remark about the Roman authorities. That's famous. Rabbi Yehuda ben Garim passed it on the statement without meaning to cause Rabbi Shimon any harm. Without meaning to cause Rabbi Shimon any harm to others. Okay, right. So we're going to explain. The reports spread and ultimately became known, and Roman authorities forced Rabbi Shimon to hide for 13 years. Okay, so let's see. So that's very very famous story. And okay, so it was Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. There are three of them or four of them. So this guy was Rabbi Yehuda Ben Garim. Was he a ger? I'm not sure. I think he was a ger. And he was, I mean, even though he was a rabbi and he was like a big admirer of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, and what Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai said, so this Yehuda ben Garim said, yeah, this guy, these Romans, they're good. Like, I'm sure why against this Roman. Right? They actually build bridges, they fix the roads, so now we can go. Like they have markets, they have marketplaces. Like there is rules and regulations. Like what is wrong with Romans, right? They build the bathhouses, and Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai said, yeah, they all of these Romans do everything right for themselves, not do it for Jews. Even though they say, yeah, we win your country, but look how we improve your country. Right? They do all of these bridges to collect taxes. So you think they did it for you, like for your convenience that you can visit your family? No, they do it for taxes, these markets for prostitutions, the bathhouse for them to wash themselves, like all of these things. And this and it opened up the eyes of this person. They say, yes, it is true. He's right, and he's started telling people, but like without bad intention. That's what Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai said. And the Romans heard, oh, that's what you think of us? We have to kill you, right? It's not like today, democracy or something. They maybe, I don't know, there were some other things like spiritual things, but here you speak about against the government, they kill you. Very simple. Okay. So again, he did not, the way I understand, he was like, I'm not sure why I call him rabbi, I'm not sure, but he was a little on the simple side. So some things, whatever you hear from, whatever we hear from others, and even though you want to share, sometimes like think before you share. Right? Maybe it's going to create an issue. So I want to share something with somebody. Then I decided, it took me 3 days. 3 days I want to share. Maybe that person is going to get inspired, this and that, and then decide against it. Baruch Hashem. So continue. If such statements were made in the presence of 3 people, one may assume the matter already become public knowledge. So this is big leniency. It comes directly from the Talmud, and Chafetz Chaim says that he said, even though if it says in Gemara, yes, he cannot say no, right? But he built the whole case right. He said, yes, you can, but only in this and this and that, all of these special situations. And basically, the answer is better not to. So the idea is behind, before we start the commentary, so if somebody said in front of 3 people, if one-on-one, most likely the person is going to keep secret. There is a possibility. But if 3, so this person is going to, like one of these people are going to tell his wife or something, right? So even and in their mind, it's like he already told his wife. So I can tell my wife, or I can tell my friends or something. So that's how it works. So even unless this person, I think Chafetz Chaim, he builds all the different cases, right? He said, unless that person said, look, you're my close friends, right? You're confident, right? And I'm telling you only, like it is a secret. It should stay before us, like between us. Is it going to work with somebody? I mean, if you know the people, they can keep their mouth shut. Yeah, you can say that it is a secret, but if you're not sure, or you know that people are not like that, how can you demand them a secret? Keep a secret. It's like you put in a stumbling block in front of the blind. Okay, which is also not allowed. All right. So again, right, if such a statement were made in presence of three people, may be assumed that the matter became public knowledge. So that's, I think it's directly from Gemara. So commentaries say, generally the phrase such statement is interpreted to refer to information about another person that could be considered derogatory. So, I mean, yes, our topic is Lashon Hara, so this statement, so of course not praises, But statement meaning derogatory would be known would become public knowledge. Okay, so it says from Chafetz Chaim 2:3. Okay, the Vadat HaMelech, however, understand this law is a continuation of a previous concept, and thus the term is referring to information that made public, that if made public, could harm person involved. Okay. Um, I mean, he's okay. So this let's say this Avodat Hamelach. So he said that he connects this two ideas and said if the information would become public, meaning because of the three people, so that person can get harm. And again, we said harm, meaning even he get upset that this person he's not going to like lose anything financially or like spiritually. Yeah, he got upset. That's enough harm. Right, to forbid it. Okay. Right, and so all these three people, one of them even decided that most likely that other people, so because he cannot keep the secret, and that's why and that's why nobody can keep the secret. And I have this few times in my life. One was I think I said this story before. It was one person, and he was trying to do the show, and he had a very troubling past, like in his younger years. And he told me this story, and he said not to share. So of course, not to share. And then he said he would come to us every Friday night. Every Friday night, Shabbos day he would not come. That doesn't matter. But Friday night, almost like. We studied together like before I had the public classes. So we studied together like every day. Every day we studied together, like half an hour, 20 minutes, 40 minutes, whatever, right? And once we're sitting around the table, and he start like spilling the details of this story, which is I think it's very embarrassing. Like I mean, not to me, but to say like in front of my family. And then I tell him like quietly, why are you saying? He said, but they know. I said, why would you assume that they know? Like, why would you say it? But you told them. I said, I did not. You tell me to keep the secret, and even if he would not tell me to keep the secret, I think it's personal information. It's nobody's business, right? Why would anybody need to know? Right, so but this person, this kind of people who like to talk too much and forget to close their mouth, so they assume that everybody like that. So he asked me to keep the secret. I kept the secret, and then he decided that because everybody is the same, so he started telling the details. I don't know, but Baruch Hashem, I think my wife did not get what like maybe she got, right? But I don't know. I stopped him basically. I stopped him. These people, right? So continue. Okay. So commentators say, Arachin 16a, the case of Mishnah states that that is only applicable when the person making the statement does not tell the listener to keep the matter secret. Okay, but again, right, it is true, and I think Chafetz Chaim also mentioned it. But again, if you know that these people are capable of keeping secrets, capable. If not, like it does not apply. So some people want to say to share information like secret. Somebody tell me I know people, so I know some and say I want to tell this secret. I said, look, why do you need to know the secret if it's a secret? So keep it a secret. So keep it to yourself. Like if it's a secret, why do I need to know? Right. Especially I know that this person is not asking my advice. If it's like if I cannot help, why do I need to know? Right? Especially it's like all of these secrets, it would be derogatory, most likely for somebody about somebody. Why do I need to know? Right? It's not only why I don't, I need to know. It's absolutely forbidden for me to know. Like not only for me, for everybody, because even though you don't believe it, like first of all, you have to force yourself. I don't know how many times you guys force yourself not to accept the information, like negative information somebody told you. Right, it's not so simple. It gets stuck in your mind, and even though this person is like like to talk a lot, and you understand most likely it's natural, but still it gets stuck in your mind. In like after some time, it surfaces. So it's why do you need that? Absolutely forbidden. Continue. It's very deep stuff. Thus, if one of the three relates the matter a second time, right? So, but only one of these three, not everybody else. Rambam is very precise, right? A second time is not considered Lashon Hara, right? In commentary say casually without negative intent. So meaning this person is all of these laws of Lashon Hara are actually applied to that person. Of the listener, one of the three. So meaning if one of the three, there is some leniencies. There is some leniency, meaning if it's for constructive purpose, he's trying to warn somebody and it's applicable to that person 100%, and there's no other way to convey this the information. Yeah, he would be allowed to say it, but of course he must say this. Whatever I'm going to tell you is a second-hand information. I was not a witness. I heard from somebody else. You can say the name, or better not to say the name. I mean, right. So just you go and check the information. Okay, so that should be the statement that he makes. Don't make it seems like you were the witness and you heard it you like firsthand. Very important. All of the details are very important. So again, if one of these three may repeat the information, it's not considered Lashon Hara, provided his intention was not to spread the matters further and publicize it. Okay, so commentary. In which case it would be forbidden. So because it's like a rumors. So again, it's only to a person who it applies to like specific. See Chafetz Chaim, chapter 2, halachas 3 to 9. So because as I said, there are many details. So he explained that even in this instance, there is no outright license regarding the matter, and advises refraining from speech if possible. So again, if it's not for constructive purpose, even just because it's impressive, right? So don't say it, unless it's one of the constructive purpose. It would be like educational things, right? When you're trying to educate somebody, and then you say, look, if you're going to behave like this, right? If you're going to follow this path to a child or to a student or to somebody, you're going to end up like this and that. So again, of course, you like in the manner of conversation, you put somebody's down. That's understandable, but it's to impress that person. Like, don't do it. These friends are not for you. This person, don't listen to him. This lady, we had several information, several cases when somebody would get divorced, and I asked this lady, so what's wrong? And she, and we were in a communication. She asked me a question, I give answer from some time, and I hear she writes, right? It's not her style. Whatever she said, it's like somebody puts this idea into your head. And I said, I think somebody told you this. I said, how do you know? I said, that doesn't matter, but it is true. So and then I press a little, and guess what? This woman, her girlfriend that divorced twice or 3 times or 70 times, so she gives marriage counseling. You understand? So there are people like that. Continue. So halacha number 6. All above are people who speak Lashon Hara, in whose neighborhood one is forbidden to dwell. One is forbidden to dwell. How much more so, it is forbidden to sit together with them and hear their conversation. The judgment against judging against our ancestors in the desert was only sealed because of Lashon Hara. All right, and we remember Lashon Hara about what? About earth and trees, right? That's it, right? The spies spoke bad about land of Israel, rocks, right? not even about people and how they were punished. So needless to say, a person speaks about other people, especially righteous people, or people even not so righteous. We have to understand. Just because somebody is not the most righteous person does not give us a free license to speak about them negatively. Understand? So there are sinners, like separate sinners, but that's a different story. Okay, so again, number 6 from the beginning, and we're going to see the commentaries. And it says, all the above, people speak Lashon Hara. All the above are people who speaks Lashon Hara in whose neighborhood one is forbidden to dwell. Right? So meaning, if you know there are people like this, you have to move away from the neighborhood. It's very interesting commentary. Arachim 15b quotes God as saying, I cannot dwell in the world together with the people who speak Lashon Hara. So meaning Hashem, in a sense, says, me and him, we cannot stay in this world together. So I mean, on one hand, the person feel that he's equal to Hashem in some sense. On another hand, we know that Hashem is here forever. So meaning that this person has to go very soon, right? Hashem said, I cannot. He's too much in my world. So again, Hashem said, I cannot dwell in the world together with the people who speak Lashon Hara. It is not proper for a Jew to dwell where the God's presence cannot be found. Meaning, right, it's not proper for a Jew to dwell where the presence cannot be found, and it's not, needless to say, right, like if a synagogue like that, if people speak during the prayers, people disrespect Torah, disrespect the religion, so it's not allowed. So I had a situation, and a person built his case, very emotional person, Baruch Hashem, very, very emotional person. So I told him, in a place like that, if let's say whatever, since he's emotional, of course I did not tell him, but let's say if 50% whatever he said is true, so it's not allowed to go to this place and say, but it's synagogue, this and that. So there is the only one that said, well, what do you want from me? What do you want from my life? I'm telling you based on what you said, on the fact that you presented to me. It's not allowed to go to that place. Right? Because why it's not allowed? Is it that say that you have to hear Torah? No, it does not say. It's a rabbinical only if it's in kosher place, if Shechina there. But if there is no Shechina, if people disrespect God in open there, so right, it's not allowed. So I told them, you move to different neighborhood, or stay home if you cannot afford whatever. So don't go there. Okay. See also Midrash Tanchuma, Parsha Korach, section 4, with notes that many members of the tribe of Reuven were drawn into Korach's mutiny because they were neighbors. Right, so it says Korach and I don't remember what Reuven was on the north, on the south, whatever he was. Right, meaning they got involved. All of these 250 rabbis, because these rabbis were from the tribe of Reuven. So woe to the Rasha and woe to their neighbors. So meaning, of course, it's possible to distance yourself from the neighbor, right? I have a very wicked neighbor. So Baruch Hashem, from my apartment, we have two exits. We have front exits and we have back exit. So when he was in front, I would exit on the back. For me, it was no embarrassment. Right, you have to avoid wicked people. You understand? So right. So meaning what? Somebody who has this wicked neighbor, right? Korach, and wicked neighbor is, as we learn in Kav Yashar, it's actually affect people, right? And people learn from their ways, right? I've actually said it here also, right? Right, in Hilchos Deos in the beginning, right? So one of the factors that affect persons' spirituality, his character, is his environment. So one is his family and environment, right? For sure. Continue. How much more? So it is forbidden to sit together with them and hear the conversation. So as I said, if you have two exits from your partner or something, right? If you can climb from the window or something, climb down from the window or something, Right. So it's one thing. So yeah, you have a neighbor like this, but you don't talk, or you say just you say hello and that's it. That's the whole interaction is one thing, but go and sit together. It's a different thing. And many people and. I have always students like in every class, so they struggle because of the nicest character traits, and they want to be nice and the one only good, and they want unity, and relatives are not like that. You understand? Some of them very big sinners, even though right, so they don't consider themselves as such. And these people want to go and see. Maybe they can sit together. Maybe they can sit together in person. Say, yeah, I'm going to prepare a Dvar Torah. Okay, you can prepare Dvar Torah, but how long are you going to say it? For 2 hours? How long are you going to stay together? 2.5 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours? Like, what is your Dvar Torah is going to be? 15 minutes, 17 minutes? What is, like, let's say 20 minutes you're going to eat. Let's say all together, like without talking. So, but what are you going to speak about all other time? Like, just think about it. You understand? And people put themselves in that situation, and unfortunately, they sit and listen to Lashon Hara, and I hope they suffer, because if they suffer, at least it's going to teach them not to do it next time, to make some kind of excuse, not to do it. I hope so. Right. So that's a big problem, as Rambam said. Yeah, if it's forbidden to dwell next to them, so for sure it's forbidden to sit next to them. Okay, so commentary say, as mentioned in the commentary Halacha 3, it is forbidden to listen to Lashon Hara. Here Rambam appears to be adding that one is forbidden even to sit in even to sit where one can hear speaking Lashon Hara, lest one listen. So meaning it's very interesting what it says. It's not like he came there, like I'm not talking about this guest, like even like I don't know some gathering, but there would be not like majority of the people, let's say, would be not righteous people, but some would be righteous, and a person would think he would like tell himself, rationalize with himself, I'm going to speak, I'm going to sit with this and this family, right? And but yes, you're going to sit with this family and they're righteous, and I agree with you. But all people around you, they're not like that. So are you going to like would be able to hear only what that holy person said, like your friend, and that's it. You're not going to hear what everybody's around is saying. And all of the clowns, they tend to speak very loud, right? Obnoxiously loud. So meaning. If everybody would keep the conversation down, and maybe like if somebody sitting like a little further, you would not hear, but it's not the case. It's not. So when person like puts themselves in that situation, we have to know, and he has to or she has to know, they put this blame, like their blood on their head, for sure. They're going to listen, they're going to hear, even it was not their intention, but the harm is done. Okay. So that's why we have to use brain to predict. Okay. In this last statement, in his last testament to his son, Horkonos, Rabbi Eliezer warned him. So, Horkonos. Eliezer ben Horkonos, so meaning his father was Horkonos. So he said, my son, do not sit among the company of people who speak unfavorably of their fellow men. These words are sent to the heavens, and were written in a book of all those who assembled. There are recorded in evil company as the slanderers. Perkid the Rabbi Eliezer. Okay, Perkid the Rabbi Eliezer. So also see Hafiz Chaim 6 and Halacha 5 and 6. So this Rabbi Eliezer tells his son, look, don't sit in the company of these people. Why? Because even if you're going to keep quiet, even if you're going to bring your pocket a pocket version of Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, whatever, you're going to try to say Tehillim, but when in Shemaim, they're going to hear speaking Lashon Hara in your vicinity, and guess what? They're going to take the picture, like a picture of who else was there, and guess what? Maybe you did not say a word word. Your child block your ears. Maybe you had earplugs. But guess what? Same, they're going to write down everybody who are there, who are present. It's like when FBI, when it comes some criminal passes away and they take pictures of everybody who attended. Right? Are they all criminals? Maybe not. Maybe yes. Maybe not. You understand? But right, FBI, I don't know, CIA, I don't know who comes. That doesn't matter. So, but we got the point. Meaning they associate everybody with that person. Even you went there to visit your great grandmother grave that was two spots over from that deceased person. But guess what? You are standing there. They took a picture, so that's it. They have a case against you. So very, very careful. Okay. So 1 second, it was number 40. Continue. The judgment, so the last sentence. The judgment against our ancestors in the desert was only sealed because of Lashon Hara. So Lashon Hara, because the spies said Lashon Hara about the land of Israel. Right, and so the judgment against our ancestors, and commentators say, compelling them to wander for 40 years. I mean, of course, there are different commentaries about wandering, what exactly they did, and if you think about it, was it that bad? They learned Torah all of this for 40 years. There was nothing else to do for them. Pray to Hashem, see His open miracles. So, and according to some opinions, that they actually did not want to go into the land of Israel because they want to enjoy, to sit and study Torah the whole day. Okay. But of course, that's not what Hashem wanted from us, right? He gave us all of these agricultural laws. He gave us laws of Beis Hamikdash and other things. So in order for us to come to the land and serve Him, not only like in the purely spiritual level, for this He has angels, right? But He wanted to us to serve Him in the full capacity, right? When you have to work for your food or get it somehow, right? And dwell in the house and build the house and maintain the house, have a wife, children, right? And other things, right? So this purely spiritual life is it's healthy only for a certain individual. It says if you don't work for your bread, if you don't do anything, it's not going to be good for you. Okay. So commentary. There is because of the spies, unfavorably report of Eretz Israel, and the Jewish people accepting it, so the acceptance of it, so that's of course an issue. Arachin 15a states that since the punishment was decreed for speaking Lashon Hara about mere trees and stones, right, here we go, one must imagine how severe the punishment is for speaking Lashon Hara about another person. Our sages explain that disease, tsaras, which resembles the leprosy, came as a punishment for the sin of gossip and Lashon Hara. Therefore, at the conclusion, Hilchos Tumat v'Tzarat, 1610, Rambam also elaborates on evil of these sins and the possible repercussion for such behavior. So, meaning, right, so especially today, these tsaras, they say, whatever leprosy people. So our sages explain whatever leprosy-like skin condition people have today, it's not tsaras, right? Because Hashem cannot give us something without us able to cure it, right? And in the olden days, when he had the Beis Hamikdash, you would do teshuva, do some physical procedure, but the final step was to bring the sacrifice in the Beis Hamikdash. Right, and being what is it? They would apply to on the person the ashes of red cow, and then he dips on the mikvah, this and that, all of these things. I mean, since there is no way for us to purify, Hashem would not send us this tsaras. But we still must know that it's because of this. Okay, so let's do this, and this commentary and this stop. Okay, again, this is because of the spies and the unfavorable report of Eretz Israel. The Jews accepted. So two things we must learn from this. One thing that they said, whatever they said, and people listened. So three issues. They said negative things. They had no right to say it. People listen. It's another sin. And the third sin, like totally separate, is to believe in. So even sometimes you caught by surprise that people start talking Lashon Hara, and you have no way to go, right? It's like, for example, you're in a meeting or something, and people start discussing somebody, or you're in an elevator, or you're in a car driving with somebody. Like, what are you going to do? To jump out? You're in a plane or something. Like, there is no way to nowhere to live. If there is like some family gathering, and you can not friends gathering, whatever gathering, you can just stand up and say, where are you going? I'm going to rest. I'm going, like, doing it. What am I? Your son or something? I have to tell you where I'm going. I have to, whatever, right? Meaning the person who accepted Lashon Hara is a totally separate sinner. So listen is a problem or and so on. But if we were like caught by surprise and listened, so we must reject it in our mind. And I as I said before, I try to reject something, and it's not so simple. Of course, I know this, especially if it comes from persons who's a liar. It's easier, but still, some things got stuck. Unfortunately, I caught myself. Right, I analyze like myself from time to time. I caught myself that it got stuck. Doesn't matter how hard I try. And I know, and I'm talking about a person that I know that he's a habitual liar. And then when I realized that, even though despite of my trying, it got stuck a little, so I got scared. So if somebody would tell me that more or less reliable, so unfortunately, yeah, I would believe them. Even maybe not believe, but would not reject it. If person did not reject this Lashon Hara, right, for sure, like meaning that he accepted, she accepted. Okay, that's big issue, big issue. Okay. Right. These Jews were punished, right, because they heard this Lashon Hara, but trees and stones. So one must imagine how severe the punishment of the speaker Lashon Hara about another person. Right. Our sages explained that the disease of tzaras, as we said, right, it came from because person did speak Lashon Hara. Again, today we said, I mean, there is opinion that today is also, but it's like I understand opinion. They said that today it's not, because it's not possible to cure. So HaShem would not send us something like uncurable, right? Because like it could be like strange diseases like never existed in the world. I understand that, so he can cure it in miraculous way, but this he cannot send. It's my personal understanding. He cannot send, because he gave us instruction how to cure it. It's not physical. It's spiritual, and it's like he gave us a step. The coin must announce, and right, that it is tzaras, and you have to like put in seclusion, and then like sprinkle the water of the red cow, and then bring the sacrifice. So since it is not possible, so whatever we have today, it's not tzaras. Okay, stop here. So let me quickly check time. I think time is up. Right, so time is up. So let's stop here. I think we have material maybe for one more class. I mean, depends, maybe for two maximum. And we're going to switch topics a little. Okay. So let's take 5 minutes break, and we continue with different topics. 5 minutes.